Ladies and gentlemen, it's the amazing, colossal, stupendous, incredible, overachieving, celebratory episode 301! Coming to you live on tape from the fourth iteration of Amazon Prime Studios. The Steve and Kyle podcast is not affiliated with Amazon Prime, Amazon, or its subsidiaries. Amazon Prime is a registered trademark of Amazon and Amazon.com. It's the Steve and Kyle podcast with Kyle.
Have a third bourbon, have a fourth bourbon.
All right, seems excessive at this point.
And that's it. Stop at 4, Steve. I'm not a man of inappropriate activity.
Well, you're a responsible bourbonite.
No question. You don't want to overdo it. You'd be a real idiot if you overdid it. So I did the fourth bourbon. We wrapped up game night because between that and me spewing vomit all over the bathroom seemed like a real blur.
And Steve.
As you were running into the bathroom, no doubt, did you say, I got enough time to take my shirt off? Just like old Steve does before he... Because as we know, drunk Steve only pukes with his shirt off.
Now the moment you've all been waiting for. It's the Steve and Kyle podcast.
What the hell was that?
Every so often, someone hacks the firmware.
The mainframe.
That's right. Hacks the mainframe. drops in their own effort.
Yeah, that was our friend Tony in Lansing. My forever date for the movie Rad.
Wow. I'm sure you guys are already counting down the days to what's the next random anniversary? 32 and a half?
No, I think it was 30. It was 35 and a half, so it'll naturally 39 and 2/3.
Right. Okay, good. Whew. I mean, you don't want to miss that one. Everybody says that's the biggie.
Yeah.
That's the one where Bill Allen's going to crawl out from his trailer and show up at theaters around the country.
Mm-hmm. Can't wait.
Just crying out Lori Loughlin's name drunkenly.
Lori Loughlin.
Is Bill Allen the type of guy who would write a tell-all that like nobody really cares about? They're just looking for dirt on essentially Lori Loughlin.
Yeah. And
like what the two other celebrities he's ever interacted with.
Yeah, I wonder if Bill Allen had a hot take on Bill Allen, of course, Crew Jones in the 1986 movie Rad.
Obviously, I apologize for not clarifying.
Come on now, not everybody's up to speed. Yeah, Bill, do you think he had a hot take on the college admissions scandal that rocked Lori Loughlin's world?
I'm surprised, though, with all of the discourse around that whole saga, right? Because while Lori Loughlin wasn't named, there was a ton of other families and rich, wealthy people involved with that. Mm-hmm. I am stunned that in the thousands of hours that news media and everybody dedicated to that saga, not one sought out the love interest from 1980 whatever's
1986
Rad with Bill Allen.
Yeah. I mean, maybe he had some inside info. Maybe 35 years ago, she said, hey, just wait. One day I'm going to have kids, and I'm going to be married to a fashion designer, and we're going to cheat their way into school for them. I guarantee it.
Do you think, and I don't mean to, make life worse for Bill Allen, which last time we saw him was on a cameo for your birthday last year where he didn't look like he was in the hottest of shape.
Wait, how much did you pay for that?
I think it was like $70.
Did you even negotiate? Did you send him a message?
Can you negotiate?
Be like, I'll give you $4.
Listen, Bill, we're not in the 80s anymore. You're going to cut it down to $40 and not a penny more. And if you want Campbell's soup this week, you're going to accept that $40.
Yeah.
You're going to give the whatever 10% to Cameo, and you're going to be happy as a peach heading down to the Piggly Wiggly, picking up your condensed soup for the week.
And then you would naturally just attach a picture of your fist to show me you mean business.
That's right. I'll hunt you down, Bill. There aren't that many trailer parks to find you in. Like, because he's still claiming like I live in LA.
Yeah.
But what he is, he's on like we've talked about this. The same people who say, yeah, I live in New York, when in reality they live in like, Schenectady.
Right.
And
yeah, it's not
like,
quite the same.
Yeah, you're not like, yeah, no, we get into the city once a year. Well, okay, that's different. So Bill is saying like, yeah, no, I'm still in LA, just still still acting, doing whatever, when in actuality he's, on the outskirts of Anaheim or San Jose.
Right.
And he's outside hawking rad t-shirts at the San Jose Sharks NHL games.
Man, we have surprisingly, a lot to get to today. Once again, doing the show distanced. You probably for the last time, right? How are you feeling?
Feel good.
Family's good. Everyone's feeling better.
Yep. Yeah, we're all ready to go. Back to work for wife tomorrow, and back to daycare for my son tomorrow. So we are, we're ready to get back to somewhat normal existence.
Nice.
I'm reminded of last March, or sorry, not even last March. Was it 2 Marches ago, right?
That keeps blowing my mind that this all started 2 years ago, because I keep thinking, it's been a year. It's been 2 full years.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
And we, I believe I made fun of it, and I still stand by that, by the way. But oh my gosh, I can't believe how long I've been staying in the house. And it's like people have just been going out less for like 5 days, and they're like, look at how wacky I am. My hair's on end, and I'm using a pillow for a baseball bat. Wow. But when you actually, take it seriously, and you don't go anywhere for, a long time. Yeah. With a 3-year-old in the house, Steve, you're ready for anything.
Yeah.
I'm sure my wife in her life has never been more excited to go to work.
Yeah, probably.
Than she is tomorrow. Yeah. Because, it drains you. It drains you after a while. So, yeah, we are good to go. We should be back and live and in person next week, which means you and I, we should schedule, because we had a plan to do it Friday night, this past Friday night.
Friday,
You and I were going to do a virtual open house.
Yeah.
For the new studio. That didn't happen.
Yeah, obviously that did not happen. We'll have to discuss once we're done recording. We got to discuss, because I have a bit of a conflict next weekend, but it shouldn't be should be able to make things work. But by the way, it is Sunday, January 23rd, 2022, the year of our Lord, the Steve and Kyle podcast. I am in APS 4.0. You are in your home. And it's I'll admit, it's a little lonely in here. Went to all the trouble to build this studio, and then you have the nerve. You have the nerve to not show up the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, I think the only thing more offensive would have been had you completed the construction. We did, the big first few episodes in there where we talked about it and everything, and then the episode ends, and I'm just like, hey man, I mean to talk to you. I can't do this anymore.
It's really getting to me.
I hate it. I don't like you or your family.
I mean, that would have been something. I hate it. I hate you.
And then I just quietly go unplug a few of the items that I had privately deemed to be worth half.
Right. You'd grab your Plymouth Prowler model off of the shelf.
Yep. Well, Cliffy's coming with me.
Sure.
I paid for Cliffy.
Yep.
And that's a personalized item.
Yep.
Cliffy's coming with me, the Plymouth Prowler. I have a feeling I'd be okay taking the die-cast United States Postal Service mail delivery truck.
Yeah, you got one of the Lucky Billy bars. I'll throw in a couple Kit Kats.
And then I'll come home, say, why the hell did I just take all this garbage? And then throw it away myself.
Or just drive it back over and throw it on my front lawn. Sorry.
Absolutely.
Sorry, I took this by mistake.
Yeah, I am. I'll be excited and ready to get back into the studio there next week.
Yeah, it's the studio is already falling into disrepair. I walked in the door yesterday, and as I was pushing the door open, I was like, that's weird. Something's pushing back, and I realized the Rocky 4 poster had fallen off the door already.
What?
And it was wedged behind the door, so I had to I had just put it up with those command strips. That didn't seem to work. So
Rock.
Put put a nail right in the back of the door, hung it on there, and it's still up. But yeah, I mean, eventually the sticker wall is going to start underneath that. We have more mail. I don't know if I've sent you an updated picture. We have more mail than we've ever had here in APS 4.0.
Oh my gosh. Do you just want to like rapid fire? Like, let's do these?
Yeah,
I'm not there to do it. I don't want to wait another week.
If you want to do that,
mail.
Yeah, I mean, we could.
If you just want to hit the intro, like I figure 8 times in a row, and then you can go ahead and.
No, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It would have to be 10 times in a row.
Boy, 10. Maybe you just hit the button 10 times, you know?
Right.
So we make sure everybody gets the respect of the viewer mail time.
But yeah, I mean, if you want to do rapid fire early viewer mail time, we can do it right now if you want.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
Hey folks, viewer mail time again. Oh, here's one from Sally, age 14. Dear Pig.
Bum, bum, bum. All right, this first one.
You know, one thing we never talked about with that.
Yeah.
Sally H being 14, still writing a letter.
Yeah.
To what? That was some animal, right? Pig.
Yeah, because dear Pig.
We need to talk to Sally because I think Sally's parents have done her a real disservice by not getting her, you know, with normal people. Hey, Mom, I'm writing another letter to the pig today.
I've just assumed that from whatever that is from is like 35 years old.
Has to be.
Yeah.
Love to talk to Sally H today. Boy, that's a big get.
That would be sadly, that would be our biggest guest.
I don't know how we're going to start this, but if somebody is willing to sleuth and at least get me in terms of a name or I don't know. But if you could figure out who the hell Sally H is or a time frame where that came from, I will do some extra digging and attempt to seek out Sally H to figure out what the hell was wrong with her at age 14 that she was still writing a letter to a pig.
All right. Updating the show notes. We need to get Sally on the blower ASAP.
I mean, boy, you're right, though. You want to talk about the get of gets. I mean, people were talking about the Manning cast from Monday Night Football getting The Rock last week.
Yeah.
Steve and Kyle getting Sally H herself.
Yeah.
The weirdo 14-year-old who nobody liked because she was writing letters to a pig.
The Mannings getting The Rock, that's not a big get. They're all celebrities. Really, no. If we got The Rock, that's a big get. Right. But they're Eli and Peyton Manning, two NFL Hall of Famers.
Right. They're not a couple of dweebs, you know, doing their own YouTube watch along of Monday Night Football. No, they're, Super Bowl Hall of Fame winning quarterbacks with the most famed quarterback lineage in all of, all of football.
So. One of them probably just sent a text and said, "Hey, you want to be on tonight?" And he replied, "Yeah, cool."
Yeah.
Can't imagine it was that hard.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, so
can we get The Rock?
No, I think we have a better chance of getting Sally H than we do with The Rock. Maybe put that on the put that on.
I'm putting it on the poll. Who do we have a better chance of getting on the line? The Rock or Sally H 14? That's the only description we have of her.
See, I always thought it was Sally, age 14.
Oh,
I didn't think it.
Boy, that.
I mean, look, there's another poll right there.
Boy, that's a bummer because, Sally H isn't exactly doing a lot of the legwork for us,
right?
But it's doing a little bit more than Sally.
Just barely.
Yeah, right? At least we eliminated 25 other last name first letters.
But, then again, that could be maiden name, you know?
Sure.
Chances are that a 14-year-old wouldn't be married with a married name, just assuming. All right, but we digress. Let's get to these 10 letters that we have to open real quick. I, of course, have the official Steve and Kyle letter opener.
Thanks to our friend Will Egan who sent that along.
All right, this is, let's see, this one came from, does not have a return address, but it's somewhere in Maine. It just says, "For your sticker wall." Oh, wow, this is cool. W I'm assuming that's a WKIT or WHIT 100.3 FM. You're probably not familiar with that, are you?
I am not. What were the call letters?
WKIT or HIT. I can't tell if it's a K or an H, but you'll be familiar with Stephen King's rock and roll station.
Oh, wow.
Yes, that is very cool. Very cool.
I am guessing, knowing Stephen King the way I do, I'm guessing that is from somewhere in Maine or New Hampshire.
Yes, yeah. The address, the return address, or the postmark is from Eastern Maine. But again, no actual postmark on it. So thank you very much to whoever sent that. This one addressed to...
I really enjoy Stephen King, Steve, but if you can ever find anything in your life that you love 40% as much as he loves Maine...
Yeah, right.
You will be the most in love person ever.
Yep. Okay, this one is addressed to the Steve and Pyle Codpast. So I think we know who is behind this one.
Our buddy Timmy. That's got to be from Timmy.
Yeah. Let's see. This is a little. Is this a South Park character? I'm not familiar.
Yeah, let me see.
Looks like a little South Park.
Is that Timmy from South Park?
Oh, is it? Oh, yeah, of course. It's got to be.
I have a confession to make. I don't even know if it's a confession. I'm a 34, going on 35, by the way, about to enter early 30s.
Yeah.
Not a fan. Never liked South Park.
I've enjoyed it, what I have watched, but my knowledge of it not that extensive.
Yeah, it's been going on for too long, and I may have aged. Obviously, I think I've aged out of the demo now. Yeah. Never a fan.
All right, this one also to the Stephen Pyle Codpast from Des Moines, Iowa.
You think Timmy has any idea how to include? Oh, that can't be Timmy if it's from Des Moines, Iowa.
Well, that's the thing. They're all addressed to the Stephen Pyle. I think he actually ordered these from various sources and just had them sent. Oh my!
I see.
You are going to love this.
Let me see this one. Oh my God. Okay. Well, I don't want to be rude, because I know the studio just got completed.
Yeah.
But that sticker wall doesn't deserve that.
You don't think so?
No, man. That is a gorgeous piece of work of my two favorite characters from Cheers, Cliff and Norm, at the bar. Norm in the accustomed suit after a day of work with the tie a little off to the side. Cliffy with the United States Postal Service delivery jacket on, them leaning on the bar in a very nice, like hand-drawn style. It's beautiful.
All right, that is gonna. We may have to add that to the Cheers shelf and not the sticker wall. Okay, looks like this one is from the Bill Payment Processing Center in Sioux Falls, South Dakota.
Here it is, Steve. This is it. We hit the mother load with this one, I bet.
Let's see.
Big money, baby. Big money.
Okay, gotta fold and tear all the perforated edges.
Yeah, and you got to go in order. You know, they really put you on the spot if you try to do that out of order. They don't mess around.
Okay. Whoo, boy. Our buddy Billy Stacks sending stacks of cash. Big $5.
Another month. My goodness, Billy. The money train for this podcast never seems to end.
Oh, not at all, because Trevor in Dixon, not to be confused with Trevor in Nashville, sending his latest to us. Hey, look at that. He finally did an even amount, a big $20 this month.
Hey, Trevor in Dixon, thank you. My gosh. Boy. Puts the consecutive months we are in the black at, I believe, 2. And...
Okay, this one is from Fort Lee, New Jersey, addressed to the Steve and Pyle Codpast. This one looks like it has seen better days.
Yeah, now you're the New Jerseyan, Steve. If you had to describe to me where Fort Lee is, where would you estimate?
Fort Lee is up, it's up north. It's right along the Hudson River overlooking beautiful New York City. Oh,
wow, so Fort Lee's a desirable New Jersey location.
It is, yeah. Oh, boy, these are nice. These are nice. Turn them around. Kenny Rogers Roasters stickers.
Oh, wow. The Kenny Rogers Roasters, obviously the world-renowned, not just national, international fried chicken chain by our dear friend, the beloved, the in hiding, country crooner himself, Kenny Rogers, who decided at a middle age, music, Movies, not enough for me.
No, got to open
I
a chicken
need
joint.
Chicken.
All right, this one addressed to the Steve and Pyle Codcast from Redbubble.
Oh, that means it is a
Custom,
independent artist.
Yeah.
Speaking of Redbubble, you can always find our merch at stevandkyle.com/merch. That all comes from Redbubble as well.
Oh, boy, look at this. This is nice. The Side Gig Show.
Hey, a nice piece of merch up there at stevandkyle.com/merch. Definitely an independent design. Doesn't reflect anything else.
That is
Important
it.
to remember that when it comes to litigation.
Sure, yeah.
That that is definitely an independent design that is not satire and is not framed after any other logo that I can think of or imagine.
All right, another Redbubble. Another Redbubble sticker. Boy, I feel like this one may be for you specifically.
Oh my gosh, look at that. That is a silhouette of what happens to be a turned around Hope Solo. Not turned around in the way the internet's used to seeing her. Just turned around in the soccer sense.
That is the serial butthole picture taker herself.
Yes. Boy, that
Hope Solo.
I would have to go back and revisit those messages from years ago, but that would be a funny tale to revisit about my harassment of Hope Solo.
I think that was on like our very first year in review from 2016.
Oh, it was very early, yeah. And I forgot, honestly, most of those details.
Yeah.
I just remember calling her names because she's a really bad person. And not because she's taking pictures of her backside of her butthole, but because she is a crazy violent person with an anger issue.
She's an abusive person, right?
Yes.
Okay,
yes,
this one, the final Redbubble contribution. I like this a lot. It's a miniature version of our Van Wert concert poster. We have a couple of those. We need to hang one of them up in here, by the way.
Yeah, that is one of my favorite designs, maybe ever, not just for this podcast. The idea that you and I were going to the bustling metropolis of Van Wert, Ohio, to put on a big rock show that Philip so captured in that art, in that design perfectly for us. That is
so
beautiful.
Perfectly. And the final envelope here from Lancaster, Pennsylvania. The Stephen Pyle Codcast is the address.
I remember Lancaster, PA, Steve. I believe that is that home of the Amish.
Yeah.
Country.
Yep. That is 100% Amish country. Let's see.
That's right. Thanks for tuning in today. Well, Kyle learns geography.
And
Fort Lee.
And Steve opens letters. These we'll throw up a picture of the state of the sticker wall. It's going to be pretty impressive after this week. Oh,
yeah.
This
Those are always welcome. You can find the address in the
go.
P.O. box to mail those to in the show notes, or you can message us for it.
Look at that.
Look at that. That is, maybe that's for your bedroom.
Yeah, maybe. The Rad Racing logo in that beautiful red and black. I love it.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Well, thank you to everybody. Thank you to Billy Stacks. Thank you to Trevor. Thank you, no doubt, to Timmy. And then I believe, and whoever sent the Stephen King's Rock and Roll Station, thank you very much.
Yes. Please send us a message and let us know if that was you. We'd like to give you proper thanks. But yeah, those will all be added to the sticker walls. We increase our local flair from people who listen to this from all regions of the country, including apparently Lancaster, PA.
Yeah, yeah. It's actually, well, that one you'd say Lancaster.
Oh, Lancaster or
it looks
is that
like
not something that goes like Lanster.
No. It looks like Lancaster, but that area it's pronounced Lancaster.
Yeah, no, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I know people who just can't accept that, or those type of pronunciations.
Yeah,
because there's a lot of towns and cities, and it's mostly on a local level of people who don't pronounce it. And we've had the debate too, and it wasn't much of a debate because you and I both know we're correct about Oregon and Oregon.
Yep.
And Nevada or Nevada.
Yeah.
If you say Nevada, you park your car in your yard. There's no question.
And of course, there's Postmaster and Postmaster.
Postmaster, yeah, which you're just swine if you say it, as Postmaster.
Yeah.
Hey, it's the Postmaster General. No, it's the Postmaster.
Give him the respect he deserves.
Right. Hey, Steve, we didn't really talk about it a lot, but I wanted to ask you, and I don't know why this was brought back into my mind. It was a couple of weeks ago now that you officially shut down Hot Take Summer.
Yeah, I did.
On January 6th. Big, important date in some people's years, so they can celebrate.
Yeah.
You shut that down, and I was reminded, obviously everybody knows Hot Take Summer ends when Steve shuts it down. So
exactly.
It'll open when I officially open it.
Yeah, you open it, I shut it down.
Steve will unleash the one hot take that he does, and he will shut it down.
You know, it's funny. I've had a hot take kind of bubbling in my head for the last couple of days. I almost posted it, but I can't because Hot Take Summer has been shut down.
Do what I do. Put it in your notes on your phone and just keep it until whenever. So if I have hot takes right now, I'm putting them in my phone.
Yeah, I fired off this hot take to our friend the town drunk Rusty yesterday.
Oh, okay.
Because it was related to something that we were talking about. I was like, Rusty will get this. He understands.
Yeah.
And he
How
agreed.
Was it received?
He 100% agreed.
Okay.
Yeah.
God, I love a hot take. I don't know what's better. A hot take that somebody agrees with, or a hot take where you're like, where everybody's like, whoa, this guy's insane.
Like you're out there on that island by yourself. I think those are definitely best.
But I like being reaffirmed, right? I like at least a couple people going, you know what? You're right. But there's something about everybody with their eyebrows blown off going, whoa, what's this guy talking about?
Yeah.
Oh, God, I'll put that on the poll as well. What type of hot take is better? The eyebrow singer or the nod your head in agreement?
Yeah, the eyebrow singer.
But we received some messages, and I can't believe, obviously we were a little preoccupied last week with time limit and everything. So I need to get to you today. I need to ask you. I need to put you on the spot.
Okay.
And I apologize to do this to you without any warning.
Okay.
But I feel like I may need to send yet another invoice to the monkeys over there at the Sidekick Show.
Okay, what was I know what this is about.
Now, the mentions, the comments on Facebook and Twitter were blowing up for the podcast as...
I mean, what did we get?
You guys decided
3 comments? 4
It was unbelievable. I could barely function. My phone was just bing, 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 bing.
And that's it?
Yeah. I mean, it happened in like 25 minutes and I couldn't focus.
That's what blowing up is in this podcast world. Upwards of between 3 and 5 notifications over an hour.
Yeah. We'd never been as popular.
and that's the truth too. That is 100% true.
But I needed to ask. Because I saw the monkeys over there unleashed a hot take segment on the radio show.
Yeah, they did.
I'd like to know, everything. And again, I can't afford a good lawyer.
No.
So who should I have? The guy on the local bus stop bench send the correspondence to handle the upcoming lawsuit, no doubt in small claims court, because I don't want to pay any more in fees.
I don't know. I guess it would probably be a conflict of interest to have that forwarded to me, care of the Sidekick Show. But I don't know. Just send it to the general mailing address, I guess. It'll find its way.
I would. Where did that birth? No. Granted, I watched a few seconds of the clip before I just couldn't handle it anymore. Again, not a fan. Pretty terrible production.
So
obviously it was kind of in jest.
Oh yeah.
But you get those people. Did you get any legitimate hot takes? Were you happy with it?
No.
How did it turn out?
No, I think that there were a couple of goofy ones, but it's funny how people don't seem to understand what a hot take is. Like they don't realize.
Oh my God.
The hot take is not. What's up with left lane drivers driving slow? That's not a hot take.
Oh, my God.
Everybody is bothered by that. The hot take would
Yes.
be driving in the left lane and going 10 miles under the speed limit is the responsible thing to do. That's the hot
thank
take.
you.
That is the hot
Thank
take.
you, Steve. Because we have, well, I encounter that issue typically once a year, a couple times a year when I try to open Hot Take Summer, or I'll, if it's the 4th of July weekend, we have the Hot Take Weekend, as everybody calls it.
Yeah, HTW.
And people will have those type of hot takes where it's like, yeah, I think the Green Bay Packers are poop. Okay.
But even in that situation, you could say the Green Bay Packers are the worst team in the NFL.
Yeah.
Now, that's a hot take if they just came off a Super Bowl win the year before.
Yes.
But
people don't understand.
Yeah,
it's not a people assume a hot take is more of a personal gripe of things they don't like. Like a hot take is not meant to be, get something off your chest. No, it's meant for you to say, I have this idea that is contrarian to the popular belief.
Yeah, you're going against the grain.
Yes. So people keep that in mind for when we unleash Hot Take Summer, and if the monkeys ever there oversteal my bid again, and you decide to call or text in, or
this
send a letter, or however they handle communication.
This bit originated on this podcast.
Thank you.
No one has ever done a segment like this before.
I'm glad you're saying it, because listen, your mouth to those monkeys' damaged ears. This isn't the first time.
Yeah,
we've had our bits stolen, and I get you're in a tough spot.
I know.
So I appreciate all of the Twitter snitches and the people who keep me up to date, because again, I don't listen, not a fan. Terrible production.
Production, awful.
And so I need someone to keep me informed as to when more of my and our intellectual property is being stolen by the fat cats down on Ottawa. So I can then complain about it on this podcast and do nothing else about it.
Right, yeah. Just be mad.
It's very important. Very important. So thank you. I needed to ask.
Yeah.
I also I haven't been over there in a few weeks. I know you said you weren't ready to discuss it yet. So do you have any update for me today on the reason you have become, or you were, a double driveway parker for the time being? Or is that still on hold?
No, I don't really. But I have something that I would like to bring up, but it's sort of based on that. All right. So I'm embarrassed to admit.
Just you and me here.
Right. It is? Nobody else? Yeah. I've seen the numbers.
Yeah, no, pretty darn close to you and me.
No one's listening. I am embarrassed to admit that the unthinkable has happened.
Oh, boy.
And I kind of teased this a couple weeks ago, but it just, it got buried. We didn't get back to it.
I mean, can we build up to it? Can we at least, family life? Is it Comanche life? Is it home? Is it home related?
Sort of Comanche life-esque, I guess I would put it in that category. What is one thing that I am known for? Like, what is one thing that I have always bragged about being good at? That I seem to have an absurd amount of luck with. It has led to some of the greatest tales on this podcast, like a man named Rec.
It's giveaways.
Yes.
It's garbage giveaways. I mean, listen, the pinnacle of not just yours, but I would argue the pinnacle of Facebook Marketplace as a whole was you giving away rotten wood with nails in it.
Rusty nails.
And the base to a bird bath.
Yeah, concrete bird bath base. It was a must take all scenario. So I
As a
guess
combination.
I guess the big money item was the bird bath base.
Yes. Yes.
But
the toll
yeah.
was the rotted wood with nails in it, which was again was going to be utilized as a fence for this poor soul's family.
For dogs, I think that the woman was going to use this rotten piece of plywood with rusty nails sticking out of it to contain her dogs somehow, which seems very inhumane to me.
Yeah, do you think she was going to take the nails out of it first?
I don't know. But yeah, I don't think I'm good at a lot of things in my life. I would say most things I'm just flat out not good at. I am acceptable at many things. I think I can sneak by at a lot of things. But I've always thought I'm really good at online transactions. Giving stuff away, buying stuff, wheeling and dealing, selling.
And you've had 2 deals of the century, Steve, in this podcast.
I've had 2 deals of the century just in this podcast alone. I mean, due to the fact that we celebrate rolling centuries on this podcast.
Rolling centuries. Everybody does. If you're still using the outdated Gregorian calendar, you're doing it all wrong. Rolling centuries is the way this world operates.
This is hard for me to say. I've officially been ripped off on Facebook Marketplace.
Oh no!
Yeah.
This is quite a precipitous fall.
Yeah.
From the master. I mean, there's polls labeling you a savant. And now you're telling me in the course of 2 months.
Yeah.
You've now lost your hide on fryer oil, which has jumped like 8 million %.
Right.
And now not just that, because you didn't lose money on that per se. You just didn't need it anymore.
I didn't gain any money.
Right.
Yeah.
So you've now gone to that where you gave away something that seemed to have maybe a few bucks worth of value, to now not just that, you telling me you've been ripped off.
I was 100% ripped off.
Oh no.
Yeah.
What? Oh, this is a sad day because listen, I told you I'm about to enter my early 30s.
Yeah.
You are you're very firmly in your late early 30s.
Mm-hmm.
Are we getting old?
You know, I look back at it and all the warning signs were there.
Mm-hmm.
But I got caught up. I was
you blew past them, didn't you?
I was excited. This was, in hindsight, obviously a too good to be true scenario.
Yeah.
Should have followed my gut on this. I did not, and I paid the price.
And now I have 1,000 questions. We don't have time to get to them all. One of the big tells on Facebook is kind of sniffing around the account a little bit.
Yeah.
Whether you're clicking on, hey, make sure they have more than one friend that's not, essentially a porn bot.
Right.
Also, is if it's a name like, Bachbet, Muhammad, Sing Along, whatever.
Yeah, Frosted Flakes.
Yeah. And you're like, no, that's normal. Listen, it's 2022. People have unique names. No, Annette, you're wrong. I'm not falling the victim to anything. I'm about to have the 3rd deal of the century here.
Yeah, I did a little bit of digging, and the profile seemed perfectly legit. There wasn't there were no red flags on the profile at all. It was limited information, but I mean, if this person were to look at my profile, it would also be limited information for them. You can see my profile picture, like where I live. I don't even think you can see where I work on my profile or anything like that because I have it kind of locked down. I have it more private. So I see that and I'm like, all right, no big deal. But I mean, a bunch of pictures with him and kids and a wife. And yeah, I got a little excited. It was a vehicle part purchase
Okay, was this for the Manchi?
Yeah. So I had posted in one of the groups that I am in saying that I was looking for a specific thing that is, not impossible to find, but not I couldn't just walk into the local auto parts store and pick it up. So somebody replied via direct message. They sent me a message and said, "Hey man, I got what you need." And then they sent me a few pictures. And I said,
"Okay.
Oh, okay. This is awesome. Great." And I said, "How much do you want for it?" And they said $600, which was out of my price range. And I said,
"Okay."
This was a couple days before Christmas. And I was like, all right, well.
Can't do it.
Yeah, I just said to him, I didn't try to lowball him. I said, "Hey, I appreciate it. I don't want to insult you with a lowball offer. But, if
not in the cards right now."
Yeah, and I simply said to him, I'll message you back if a month from now, if I change my mind, I'll message you back.
Is this a hot item? Is it in your mind? Is it going to be there in a month? Is it something that works for a lot of different Jeeps? Is it something that's kind of specific for your garbage truck?
Yeah, it's specific. I mean, it has a specific purpose. It's it wouldn't. You either need it or you don't. So he replies back, "All right, cool." And then he sends me a message back a minute later. He's like, "Shoot me an offer. What the heck? Worst I can say is no." I'm like, all right. Okay. So I sent him an offer of $400. Again, it was originally $600. I sent him $400, thinking no way he's going to go for it. Mm-hmm. And he goes, about a minute later, replies back. He's like, "Oh, what the heck? It's almost Christmas. I'm feeling generous. $450. You got a deal, including shipping." I was like,
so it came down 25%.
Yeah, it came down a good amount. That's pretty good. So I thought, I told Annette, I said, "What do you think?" She's like, "Are you sure it's legit?" I'm like, "It seems legit. Doesn't, I don't know. I guess I don't know. Let's do it." She's like, "All right, go for it. What the heck?" Because this is something I had been looking for a little while. So I said to the guy, this is at like 4 p.m. or something. I was like, all right, well, and it's, again, 2 days before Christmas. So I'm not in a rush. Like, I know how shipping works through the holidays with Christmas and New Year's. And he was, I think he was somewhere in like the Southwest. I'm not positive. So it's he's a couple hours earlier. He's like, he's like, "I literally have it packed up in my storage unit. I will write your address on it and take it and send it out. It'll be in the mail today." Because if it's 4:00 here, I think it was 2:00 there. So he's still got a couple hours to get it to the post office or UPS or whatever.
This is a big thing, like, is shipping a hassle on this item like that?
It's big, but it wouldn't be, it's not like he was shipping a whole car. Like, he could have walked into a UPS store or whatever, or a, FedEx, Kinko's, walked in with it, and it would have been shipped out.
So you're saying $450 all in?
$450 all in. It's a steal. I said, all right, let's do it. So he sent me his Venmo. I paid him through Venmo. I sent him, said, "Please ship to this address, blah, blah, blah." And he said, "All right, cool. Just got it. I'm heading out now. I will send you tracking information a little bit later tonight." I was like, hell yeah. I was pumped. I was really pumped.
Gonna have this thing by the new year.
Yeah. And again, no huge rush, but I mean, I like getting a good deal just as much as the next guy.
Yeah, and like you talked about, progress on the Comanche, pretty much non-existent. So
exactly.
It's not like you were dying in need.
Yeah.
Like, I need this by Thursday because I need to bring this thing to whatever shop on Friday.
Right, but also thinking maybe this will be the thing that kind of jumpstarts the progress a bit.
You're going to see this part, and it's going to, reignite that fire a little bit.
Yeah.
And you're going to think, this is it. It's time to get this thing on the road.
Yep.
Evelyn is only 13 and a half years away from needing this on the road.
Yeah. So I was excited. So later on that night, I sent him a message. I said, "Hey, man, did you get that shipped out yet?" No reply.
Oh, no.
I'm like, okay, no big deal.
Now, it was Facebook Messenger, so they have that option to where you can see like the face bubble.
Yeah.
Have they read it, or has
Yep.
it just been delivered? Has it been seen?
Yeah.
Were you tracking that like hawk?
Absolutely.
Yep, you always are, right?
Yeah, always. So looked at that. He hadn't looked at it. So the next morning, it's I'm at work. It's like 7 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, this I think I have my dates a little bit off. It must have been a couple days before Christmas or so.
Oh, sure.
But yeah, because I was at work the next morning. He sends me a message like 7 a.m. He said, "Hey man, I apologize. Got caught up last night, but I'm just grabbing breakfast now, and then I'm heading out to mail it out." And I thought, okay, cool, because that kind of eased my mind a bit. I'm like, well, if he had ripped me off, like he would have just been gone. He wouldn't have popped back in.
Why even reply if he was intending to rip you off? Right?
Sure. So I said, all right, no problem at all, man. Just, I appreciate that. Just send me a message and give me the info once you have it mailed out. All right, no problem. Yeah. The morning ended, afternoon, evening, still hadn't heard from him.
Oh, no.
So I sent him a message. I was like, hey, dude, did you send this thing out? And then the next day I got a reply saying, nope, doing it right now. So at this point, I'm like,
I would be aggravated at that point.
Yeah.
Because the advertisement here is, hey, man, you pay me now. This thing's in the mail before end of business.
That was what did it, because the fact that he had exactly what I needed and it was going to be in the mail and on its way to me. So I said, all right, if I don't have tracking info from you in the next hour, I would just like my money back. And I said to him, no hard feelings, I'd just like a refund.
Yeah.
And it was at that point that his Facebook profile was deactivated.
Oh.
And
oh, no.
Yeah, and he was gone. And that was the last time I heard from Jackson.
Oh.
Yeah.
I wonder, because in my mind it seems like you mentioning refund was the straw that seemed to break the camel's back in terms of, because obviously this whole thing seems like it was a scam, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So how long was he willing to go along with you sending messages?
Right.
And him going, nope, head it out very soon. Head it out in minutes. Like, I'm at the post office right now, and then sending you a Google map image of a post office, What
my belief is that the only reason he strung me along for those 2 days is because the payment probably hadn't cleared his account yet. He was waiting for the payment to actually clear the account. Once he had that money in hand, cut me off. Because if I had noticed that he deactivated his Facebook profile a day earlier, the first thing I would have done was go to Venmo and cancel the transaction, because it would have still shown that it was processing or pending or whatever. So yeah, he got my $450, which sucks, but luckily I was able to get it back.
Okay, that was my next question.
Filed a dispute with Venmo and with my credit card company, and we had it back within 3 weeks, I think.
Okay. But man, you've been had.
I have. I feel like less of a person because of it. I mean,
obviously, if you could go back, you obviously wouldn't do it.
Sure.
But if you could go back and look at how you handled it then.
Yeah.
Were there any flags that you just moved, that you looked past at all?
Absolutely.
Okay. What were they?
Well, I thought that it was strange that he direct messaged me instead of replying to my post on Facebook. So
didn't even leave you a comment saying like, hey, sent you a message.
No.
Okay.
So he kept everything completely hidden from public view. Because if he had replied in person, somebody would have replied and said, hey, he ripped me off. Don't do business with him.
Right.
So in hindsight,
that's a fake pro. Yeah.
Yeah. I went back and I looked, and he had never posted publicly in this group that I was a part of, that I had posted in. Yeah. The whole idea of sometimes it's too good to be true. that was definitely like, it was just way too good of a price, including shipping, because again, it was a big item. Like shipping, I wouldn't be surprised if shipping on something like that is like $200 alone.
Oh, wow.
So just because it's relatively heavy. Yeah. And just, but it was funny though, because I was a little nervous, and I was like, do you have any like references that you like, are there any other people that you've, so he sent me a screenshot of a text communication he had with somebody else. And he said, nope, no problem. I just shipped this person a set of wheels, like 4 big wheels and tires. And he showed, there was a picture of a pallet with shrink wrapped wheels and tires on it. Showed me like a close up of the shipping label, and it had a recipient on there, and it had a phone number on there for the recipient. So I was like, well, what the hell? I texted that phone number and I said, hey, just out of curiosity, I was buying some parts from this guy off of Facebook, and he sent me a picture of a label of something that he supposedly shipped to you. Did you ever, like, I just wanted to know if this was legit or not. And that person replied and said, nope, he got me too. And he got them for $1,200.
So you found this out after the fact?
After the fact, yeah. Because because it showed like a tracking label and everything. And I was like, well, he sent me this picture. And the person said, yeah, he sent me that picture also. The problem is if you put in that tracking number, it's 1 digit short of being a legit tracking number. And but he did the same thing to them, took a picture of it, said, yep, it's on its way, and then canceled closed the account.
Well, this is obviously someone, I mean, did you end up, did you report the profile to the page and say, hey, this guy got me type of thing?
Yeah.
But this seems like a person who obviously knows what he's doing.
Sure.
In terms of the scam, right? Mm-hmm. He knows that how many numbers are involved in tracking numbers. He's got standby photos to send to people, ask all of the common questions.
Absolutely.
He's smart enough to simply create another fake profile.
Sure.
And continue to do the same thing in the same group or different groups, right?
Yeah. That so I did my due diligence and posted, hey, don't do business with this person, but that person has probably just, like you said, created a new account or changed the name on the account or something.
Man.
And so they got my money, which sucks, but
right.
What do you do?
I mean, you got your money back, so in the end you were made whole, which, I mean, for the purposes of this podcast, at least you were made proper, right?
Yeah.
It's just the idea that this person is able to get they got the master.
Yeah.
The master's been had.
I know. The master has become the student. I knew the other red flag too was when they were like, oh, is there anything else you need? If I'm sending this out, I can send, any other parts you need. And I was like, actually, yeah, do you got this, and this? And they were like, yep, got it all. And it should have been like another, $400. And they're like, $400. And I was like, no, thanks. And they're like, all right, $150. I'll send it right now. And I was like, wait a minute. Yeah. Something is up here. I should have known at that point. The
hunt got the best of you, though.
Yeah.
To where you're like, yes, another one off the list.
Yeah.
Right. And all of those things sound so, I was never gotten, but years ago, before I had a son who demanded all the attention and money in our lives, he, I would do Facebook groups trading for comic books and things.
Yeah.
And now trading is wholly different than cash purchases, right? Mm-hmm. Because you're relying on the other person to send the item they say they're going to send you in a timely manner, and you do the same. And I mean, that's a lot of faith. So there was one time where, I lost my money on shipping. I had shipped a priority package to somewhere in Illinois and never received tracking or anything back. And then it was, well, actually, I'm going to be in the West Michigan area next weekend. Can I bring them up to you and we can meet in person? And I thought, you know what? No. This is really weird. Yeah. It's $8 to ship it.
I know. It's a magazine.
That was the time I lost my money. I believe a little additional because I contacted the Postal Service to put like a stop on the shipment, and they charge you like, hey, if it's out for delivery or if it's a day before, like if it's been sorted, whatever, they still charge you whatever fee to stop that. But hey, in the scheme of things, I got my items back. That person wasn't able to, get me, but still, boy, this is a dark day.
It is. I feel like I don't know what to do. I don't know how to move forward.
Yeah, I mean, do we have to retire the Facebook Marketplace giveaway song? Don't we have a song for that?
We have we should have played the Facebook Marketplace intro.
But maybe with like taps underneath it as we bury it and put it to bed forever.
I'm embarrassed. I am embarrassed by this. I feel like I need to redeem myself in some way. I don't know. I don't know what that is. I don't know how that is, but
you need a deal-less entry. You got to get back on your own feet first before you can peacock around and puff your chest out.
Do you think I need to rip somebody else off?
I think you getting one over on someone would help. Go take a picture of a tire and say, "I'll ship this to you for $8," and then just collect $8 from like 15 people.
Yeah.
And then leave the group and block everybody.
Oh boy, it really bummed me out. Really bummed me out, especially once I realized that the thing that I bought I could actually buy brand new for roughly the same price.
Oh really?
Yeah.
You found a different avenue.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yep.
Steve, you're a step away from having size 48 font on your phone.
I know.
And pulling down glasses to read the menu. And oh no,
it was embarrassing.
This is a sad day. This is a sad day in this podcast, and I mean, let alone your life. But this is a sad day in this podcast history.
This might be the lowest day of my life.
That's right. Steve's lost family, loved ones, pets, had breakups. Today, the day where he had to reflect publicly on being had on a $450 Facebook marketplace, or not even marketplace, Facebook transaction, is the lowest point of your existence.
It sucks too.
I can only say I'm sorry.
I got the money back, but I still feel ripped off because I know that he still got my money, even though I got it back. It didn't come from him.
Just from the one person you contacted, this person is $1,600 plus richer.
Yeah.
And so he's walking around proud as can be about this scam that, I mean, I'm sure it has its flaws, but when you're offering a deal and a deal and a deal, people seem to be willing to look past that more than if that was fairly priced.
Yeah. Yep. The red flags were there. I missed them. And I'm upset about that. Look, we are kind of up against it here. We're going to lose Robert in about 2.5 minutes.
I'm very excited for this.
To Robert. But we are going to get to now. This will be my third movie review.
Yes.
The movie Iron Man 2 that I watched. What is next on my list, by the way?
Next, coming up, and you would know this if you actually watched the post-credit scene that I texted you about.
I know
next,
that. Yeah.
2011's Thor.
Okay, I thought so because
the introduction of Thor.
Now, look, I don't know these characters at all, but I know.
Oh, man.
When I saw that, I knew what it meant. So now the post-credit scene, does it always look forward to the immediate next movie coming out?
Not necessarily immediate next movie.
Okay.
There's a couple that are coming up. I think you'll see the post-credit scene in 2012's The Avengers looks forward towards the whole next two phases of Marvel. They introduce something or someone that sets up a lot more.
All right. I went back and I watched I watched the post-credit scene from Iron Man. So
yep.
But yeah, and in that case, that didn't reference the Incredible Hulk.
No, they didn't. That only referenced the Avengers Initiative.
Yes.
Which kind of set the table saying, hey, we're going to introduce all of these characters. And boy, did they. I mean, from Iron Man in 2008 all the way until they finally get together in 2012's The Avengers. They introduce these characters. They slowly interact with one another.
Yep.
Oh,
All right.
this is like, because I'm following along. It's not the big journey, but yeah, I'm able to follow along and watch these as well as you. And boy, I'm right back there.
All right, so I went back to 2009, I believe, 2009 for Iron Man 2. 2010, okay. So I've gotten a little bit of flack over these last couple of weeks about how I'm not keeping these reviews / recaps to the 1 minute that I promised. So sorry for that. I am so sorry. So very sorry.
Can't believe it. Can only apologize.
So I'm going to do this one a little bit differently. This is just kind of quick bullet points to get us through the movie. Are you interested in hearing this?
Always.
So this is 2010's Iron Man 2 on Steve's Marvel movie reviews. All right, Ivan, played by Mickey Rourke. His dad used to work for Stark Industries, but got fired and then deported. Rhodey is a different guy now. That's weird. Tony's blood is getting toxic because of palladium. Pepper is the new CEO. Tony's a race car driver now. Oh, crap. Mickey Rourke is on the track, and he's cutting cars in half with his electricity whips. That's crazy. Justin Hammer, he's Tony's main rival, breaks Mickey out of prison after the whole electricity whip thing. And he wants him to build better Iron Man suits. Tony gets drunk at his party, and Rhodey is pissed, so he puts on an Iron Man suit, and then they fight. Nick Fury wants Tony in S.H.I.E.L.D. The lawyer, Natasha, or whatever her name is a double agent working for S.H.I.E.L.D. Justin isn't happy with Mickey Rourke's progress at all, so he builds his own drone. Mickey hacks into Rhodey's suit, and thanks to lots of intense typing, they're now going off after Iron Man at the expo. A big battle ensues. Tony and Rhodey defeat all of the hammer drones, but Ivan is back with his electricity whips. All good. Oh, jeez. Okay, hold on. Okay.
30 seconds.
Tony and Rhodey defeat all of the hammer drones, but Ivan is back with his electricity whips, whipping people again. All good, though. They take him out in the end. And Tony and Pepper kiss. S.H.I.E.L.D. wants Iron Man, but not Tony. Conflict of interest there. Then they find a big hammer in the desert, and that can only mean one thing. There's a hammer in the desert.
Yeah, and you know what they say? When there's a hammer in the desert,
there's a hammer in the desert.
Uh-huh. Wow. I mean,
I think I got all the main points of it, right?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, the electricity whips, the Rhodey and Starfight. Yeah, big. Obviously, they recast Terrence Howard.
Why was Rhodey different?
Well, Terrence Howard is I don't want to say notoriously, but he has long been regarded as somewhat difficult to work with.
Okay. He was a good Rhodey.
He was okay.
I liked him.
Iron Man 1 was a gigantic success. Mm-hmm. So he decided after one movie to go back to the negotiating table and demand a lot more money. Mm-hmm. And Marvel, in really their first flex, saying, no, thank you. We just made $1 bajillion and we don't think you're the difference maker here.
Right.
We're going to let you go. And they did. And they made multiple $1 bajillion more after he left.
Yeah.
And Terrence Howard is out all that money that now Don Cheadle was able to stake claim to in the Marvel universe since then. So,
yep.
Boy, lot to not like about this movie, Steve.
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. I forgot to close with my normal line. And that is Iron Man 2.
Hey. Mm-hmm. I mean, you mentioned the double agent. It's not on you to understand what you're watching there.
I think I know. Scarlett Johansson.
Natasha Romanoff.
Yeah. Now, does she go on to become Black Widow?
She already is Black Widow.
Or she is Black Widow, but she is introduced as Black Widow at some point.
Yeah. So she just recently, you'll watch this, in about 20 some weeks. She finally got her own solo movie.
Okay.
In Black Widow.
Good for her.
But she is in, not all of them, but she is part of the Avengers going forward. So,
okay. All right.
Let me see. Tony's dad introduced and shown extensively.
Yeah.
A lot of inner angst there.
Mm-hmm.
Boy. When I turned this on, I had forgotten about Mickey Rourke, living in squalor.
Mickey Rourke, he's living. So Mickey Rourke is Russian.
Yes.
He's a Russian man.
Not very good at Russian.
No. Ivan something, Drago, possibly.
Sure.
That name sounds
The Drago family. They run Russia.
But
not only was the dad a boxer, the cousin made electric whips.
So Ivan, his dad worked for Tony's dad back in the day.
Sure.
Helped develop the arc reactor or whatever. But then he was like charged with espionage and deported back to Russia. And then he was very pissed at Tony's dad for the rest of his life. So to avenge his father's memory, he decides to take on Tony. And by building his own reactor, like in his apartment.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yeah. What I thought was so funny was watching this. It was the very opening scene where Ivan Vanko watches his father die and tilts his head to the heavens and screams as, a 50-plus-year-old man watching his elderly father pass away. No! Oh, my God. I rolled my eyes and I thought, oh, no. I had forgotten how much I disliked this movie.
Yeah.
Without further muddying the waters, though, Steve, I need your official rating.
Okay.
For 2010's Iron Man 2.
Now, remember, you're typing out these ratings exactly as I say them?
Yep, I have it pulled up on our spreadsheet, so that way we can properly rank them when you have watched all. By the time you get done, I think there will be at least 28 out that you will. So you'll have to watch the 28th.
Yeah.
Before we can give an official Steve list about the 28 Marvel movies.
All right.
But yeah, what is 2010's Iron Man 2?
I think that all of the hate it gets is undeserved. So if you could type that out exactly as I just...
Yeah, I think that all of the hate it gets is undeserved. I mean, I'll just expand that cell a little bit. And there it is. There's 3. So we're not going to do this every week, but seeing as there's so few, we're only 3 movies in. You have rated Iron Man 1 thumb and 9:30 on a clock.
Right. So, about that.
Yep. 2008's The Incredible Hulk as dismal garbage.
Yeah, not good.
And 2010's Iron Man 2 as, I think that all of the hate it gets is undeserved.
I didn't think it was that bad. I do not like Justin Hammer. He is a tool.
Big fan of Sam Rockwell as the actor.
Yeah,
I thought he did a fine job as that character.
Oh yeah,
exactly what he needed to do.
Yep, I do not like the character though. I do not like how at the expo he comes out doing that stupid dance, and when he's introducing like Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, he's like hip thrusting. He's just don't care.
You're a little over 10% of the way through the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
And what do I got this week?
I am happy to tell you that at least in my rankings, you have watched 2 of the worst 4 or 5 already.
It's funny because
Incredible Hulk and Iron Man 2 in my mind are atrocious.
It's funny you say that because my wife has somehow become a part of this with me.
Okay, because that is news. Because if I had to pick a person on the planet that if I walked up to and said, "Can you believe that was Mjolnir in the desert?" and Agent Coulson from S.H.I.E.L.D. just saw it, they're introducing Thor. I have a feeling I would be hit.
Yeah.
And at minimum, walked out of the room on.
Well, the way that it's working out is the last couple weeks. I end up watching these movies on like a Friday night or a Saturday night.
Yep.
After Evelyn's in bed, and Annette is in cricket corner doing cricket things.
Sure.
So I'll be down in the basement. Turn on the movie.
You're watching them down on the old Tron.
Yeah, on the old Tron, I'm watching them down there, and I've noticed like she's kind of turning around and watching as she's doing her work. And then the other day she said something like like, if we are going to keep watching all of these movies, and I said, whoa,
Yep.
we?
Hashtag Steve's Marvel Movie Reviews was not hashtag Steve and Annette's Marvel Movie Reviews.
I said, I was like, I didn't know that this was, trust me, I'm thrilled that you're taking part in this journey with me, but I didn't realize that this was going to be an us thing. And she's like, well, you know, the last two, like, I liked Iron Man, but the last two weren't good at all. And I was like, all right, well,
I like this woman's taste.
I said, I think that you're onto something there, because I don't know much about these movies, but I know that Incredible Hulk and Iron Man 2 were not ranked very high.
Right. Right.
Again, even though I obviously just gave Iron Man 2 a pretty good ranking of, right. You know, I think that all of the hate it gets is undeserved.
Yeah. I would argue that if I had to rank your three just based on your ratings, which again are very hard lined, those aren't arbitrary at all. Iron Man 1, Iron Man 2, and then the Incredible Hulk.
Yeah.
Would be your ranking so far. So, well, I'm excited because now what I want to do, she's not on the hook to be on this thing every week like you are, but I think so. The Marvel Universe, Steve, and I don't want to blow your mind here. They're in phases. Okay. So right now we are in phase 4 of the Marvel Universe.
Phase 4? Oh, currently.
Phase 4.
I was going to say, I was like, how are we 3 movies in, but we're already in phase 4?
What you guys are watching is phase 1. You are actually halfway through phase 1. What I would like to do is also get a very brief update from Annette after the end of phase 1. So
like Annette's Marvel Minute?
Yeah. And I'll just ask her a few questions. What does she think? Typically, you can get a ranking of who they find is the most hunky, because you're about to see Captain America as Chris Evans. You're about to see Chris Hemsworth as Thor. You have the aging but still classically handsome Robert Downey Jr.
Mm-hmm. And so, in what phase are Batman and Superman introduced?
Glad you asked.
Different.
The other one.
I'm
trying to figure out another frank way to put that for you. That is indeed the other one.
I legitimately had that realization the other day that whole different universe.
Yeah, you're sneaking looks in the background of the Incredible Hulk, being like, "Hey, is that Wayne Manor, or is that is that kryptonite?
Is that Metropolis?"
Yeah, green means kryptonite. Where's Lois Lane?
So, how many movies are there in that? Because that's all DC.
Oh God, yeah, that thing's a mess. Not nearly as many. I would get. Let me try to pull it up quick. But it's all messed up.
You're not nearly as familiar with those, right?
Well, I'm familiar. I've seen them all.
Okay.
I could describe them all to you. Let me see. It's called the DC Extended Universe.
So if I want to watch all of them, because full disclosure, I thought that all of that was part of what I was doing.
No. This would be a separate endeavor. And let me tell you, it will not be anywhere near as enjoyable for you.
Like 10? 10 movies?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I guess 10. The 10th just came out in August. There's technically 11, but one is the same movie, just with a different director. He cut it together differently.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I've heard of that. That's like the Snyder cut, right?
Yes. Yeah. And that, let me tell you, before you agree to do this after we're done with the Marvel Universe, that is 4 hours long.
Okay. So I'm already I've already committed to 27 weeks of this.
Yes.
So that's taken me roughly almost exactly halfway through the year. So right around the time that my son is born, I will be finishing up. I may have to double some of these up as we get further into it. So my son will be born, and so maybe after he's born, I will start the DC universe. Should we just keep this going through the end of the year? Do you think I can watch 40 some movies in a year?
Oh, yeah, I think so. I mean, we could make this work, too, because the DC Universe, when we talk about that, it's different than... This all started when I asked you last year if you'd seen The Dark Knight.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what's funny is the Dark Knight is not part of the DC Extended Universe or the Marvel Universe. Yeah, it's totally separate. The Christopher Nolan Batman trilogy is not part of the DC Universe whatsoever. It begins with 2013's Man of Steel. So, whereas Marvel seems to have had years of planning and foresight about how they want to introduce all of these characters, DC was like, hey, they're making a lot of money. Let's get all of these characters out in the next 3 years and throw them all together in the Justice League. So it's a bit of a hodgepodgey mess. I will not partake in that one with you, but I will gladly listen to your reviews as I have seen them all.
Okay. All right. Well, we're off, I guess. We are three.
Yes, we are.
Now, what do I have next? What's on the list?
Next week, 2011's Kenneth Branagh's directed Thor. Starring Christopher Hemsworth, Natalie Portman.
I like Natalie Portman.
A lot to like about this movie. And I'll say this, I'm excited to watch it. I have not seen this in 10 years.
All right.
I am looking forward to watching it as well.
I look forward to it. Look forward to you being back here in the studio next week so we can do this in person. We can do some video clips because I like that. Yeah. We can post them, see if people agree or disagree with my reviews. But yeah, so Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Steve and Kyle. I will, as I always try to do, post little teasers as I'm watching the movies. And yeah, looking forward to it next week. Thank you very much to everybody who sent all of the stickers for the sticker wall.
Yes.
We'll post an updated picture of that at some point soon. But you can continue to send your stickers in. The mailing address, the P.O. Box is in the description of the podcast if you want to send them in. And it should be on all of our social medias too. Yeah. All right. That's about it. We will talk to you next week. See ya.
See ya.